At WSFS Bank, we stand for service. For some people,
Good morning, Mrs. Johnson.
great service means friendly faces at more locations. For others, it's mobile banking, so your money moves with you. For nearly 200 years, we've made serving customers our #1 priority. So whatever you or your business stand for, we'll stand right by your side. We're WSFS Bank, and our friends call us WSFS, and we stand for service. Visit WSFSbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 417673.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Sanity. Welcome to tonight's show. Guys, y'all want to say hi?
What's going on, good people? It's your boy Clint. Holla at your boy.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles out here in these streets.
Yeah, definitely. We got a great show lined up for y'all tonight, and if you're listening right now, you're on blogtalkradio.com/GFT radio show. And if you're listening to the playback, you're either on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, YouTube. I'm trying to think of where else did I not mention. I got everything, right?
That's everything. Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
All right, and
you said iPod, right?
You said I did. Said who did what now?
iTunes, right? You said that one.
Yeah, I said that one. Of course, it's September 27th. Y'all, September is over. Like I think we just started it, and now it's over. These months are flying by already. Like this is crazy. It's really crazy. But
It's back to school week.
Yeah, like it was too much happening in September. It's back to school. They was welcome back to school. They had back to school nights and all the other stuff that was happening. It's like school is been in session for almost a month, so that's crazy. But go onto our website, teespring.com/stores/merch and get y'all some merchandise. Get y'all the Commander Cheeto shirt. Get to see y'all 7 days. Get all that. Get all our shirts. Get a mug. Y'all drink coffee. Y'all drink water. Y'all drink everything. Go get y'all a cup. Do it all. And then post it on our Facebook page. Even though I won't be able to see it I won't be able to reply for 30 days. Hit us up on our Instagram. Let us know that y'all rocking our stuff. You know, it happens. So let us know. Did I get everything? I'm a little depressed. I'm mad. Yeah, hit us up on Twitter. Let us know that y'all like our merchandise or that y'all wearing our merchandise, that y'all have our stuff. Just let us know. We would love that. My brain just left. So y'all can check. I'm mad because Facebook just locked me up for 30 days for some bullshit again.
Yeah, sure.
For some fake news.
Down.
Huh?
I said they locked you up for some fake news.
Exactly. Like they over here with their auto. They've been locking me up since my account got hacked, and somebody decided to put their little pink milk dud on my profile, and then they flagged it and they said, "Hey, your account has been compromised. Change your password." I've done it. This is the second time that they locked me up. Last time it was for 7 days because I posted a picture. First, I posted a picture of a black dude with his chest out, like you know how half of y'all Facebook friends or half of the female population Facebook friends got that one dude that's just buff and got to be naked all the time on Facebook with his little chest out. So that got me sent up for 7 days. Now today I post a silhouette picture. It's a meme, and it had words about what a grown man will do, and it's the back of it's the top part of the back of a black man's back or a man's back. They locked me up for 30 days and said it was nudity. I'm like, so that's not nude. But yeah, I'm trying to dispute it, but these motherfuckers done kicked me out of Facebook for a whole month.
I only rock with Facebook.
Out of Facebook jail. That's ridiculous.
Huh?
Yeah.
But like my thing is, y'all need to. If it's that, like when I'm disputing it because I have the podcast page to run. I got a lot of shit going on Facebook, like with the fundraiser I'm doing. I don't have time for y'all to be locking me up for some non-porn. So now I want to go onto a porn site and post some real porn or nudity on Facebook so they can really lock me up for a legitimate reason. So, like, y'all doing too much.
You mad.
I am because don't tempt him. Don't tempt him. I am because seriously, I got a fundraiser I'm doing for my walk that's coming in the next 2 weeks. That's on my Facebook. I still got to push information out there for it, and promote the donation.
You ain't even talking about the walk on here.
No, I actually was just making the shirts on our website, on our Teespring too. Well, so I think I did talk about it on one of our shows, but I'm doing the Autism Walk October 14th. Yeah, for Autism Speaks. I got my whole. It's at Princeton, the ETS.
Okay.
I can give you the I don't know. Well, yeah. See, all the information is on the event. If y'all go to the GFT Radio site page, the event is on there, so you can look it up. I made hoodies. I'm gonna make hoodies, long sleeve shirts, and hoodies for kids for those who walking with me. And it's the team is called Zay's Minions, and the shirts are, of course, the walk we're doing. I'm my shirt stays sponsored by GFT Radio because I can do that. So I gotta finalize the stuff and then post it. Now I can't fucking post it because they locked me up for some bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm mad. I didn't mean to go to the beginning of the show, but I'm mad. I'm big mad. I need a cape. That's how I'm super mad. So.
You need a cape.
Yeah, I'm super bitch. Don't I hate when I'm falsely accused of something that I have not done, and y'all ain't even let me y'all not really let me dispute this shit. Y'all oh, we'll look at it. Somebody will look at it, and y'all ain't gonna look at it. You're gonna keep me locked up for 30 days for nothing.
That's a great segue into our show.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me give out the number though, because I was bitching a couple minutes ago. So yeah, like Clint said, it is a segue to our show, but I want to give out the number before we even jump into that. Phone number is 657-383-1155. I guess I'll jump on Twitter because since Willie is en route, I'll jump on Twitter for right now. So that way, if you guys are tweeting us, we can see it as we're doing the show. But Clint, you want to segue into the show?
No, you could.
Why? Okay.
Did you come up with this?
Yes, I did come up with this. Yes, you did. I did come up with the topic because how people are on social media. We see these different links that say something outrageous. We click on them. Hopefully it's not spam, but we click on it, and it says some more ridiculous story, and somebody has believed said story and went on a Facebook tirade about how they got all upset about something that's not even real. It's, as Commander Cheetah would say, fake news. So, actually, this was it last week. I had one of my friends had read an article, one of these articles, saying that a 13-year-old virgin had got a flu shot, and then she got pregnant from the flu shot. So the person that read it was like, "Oh, I'm not never giving my child a flu shot because I don't have time for them to be pregnant," and blah blah blah. Went on a rampage. Everybody's like, "Wait a minute, what? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't sound right." So, they're going about that. And she's like, "Yes, it is. It's just somebody actually that she read at the page. It says, who's over there fighting?"
I know. I'm trying to figure that out too.
Oh shit! But basically, the person actually went to the page, scrolled down, and it said that everything on his website is fictional. So this person got all hot and bothered, went on Facebook, went on a whole Facebook rant for the better part of the day, only to realize that it was not. They didn't even scroll all the way down and realize that it wasn't real.
Yeah, and that runs rampant on these social media sites, and it shows how gullible and ignorant people really are, and how lazy people really are, because they don't take the time to do the research, just to do a fact check.
Well, see, now I feel some kind of way because that thing I posted and you told me that was fake news. So now I feel like I'm really. That was like that was like a low key petty / shade that he had thrown. I don't know if y'all know what shade is. That's exactly what Clint just did. He threw hella shade my way.
Nah, because I was gonna let you live until you posted it on the GFT Radio IG.
And then he's like, bitch, don't post that on our podcast. Shit, you post that shit on your shit. Not around these parts you won't.
Yeah, I couldn't be associated. That was the one about the Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The Ashton Kutcher one. Yeah.
And that was
But yeah, I was about to say, but I think that's a case of when the information is twisted, right? You get the partial truth. People blow things either out of proportion or they report things, in these memes and in these pictures, that kind of thing. And like you said, it's like people take it for granted, take it for what it says, and just believe it, run with it.
Yeah, but see, in my defense, when I posted it, I said, if this is true, then that is dope. That's what I said.
And I've seen that. But my issue
it was the gospel that it was true. Now, other people was like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I get that. Right there. No, I do get that, but I just want to clear my name as to say that I didn't go on a whole, like a whole train of, like, I wasn't sure.
But see, that's my problem when we post stuff like that. You feel me? Everybody not going to understand that context. Everybody they're going to take it for what it's worth. And even under that post on your page, people was like, yeah, that's dope. And you just said it. He was like, yeah, that's true. And the information wasn't. And the information that we talk about, people, because we ain't explain it. Ashton Kutcher created some program that help locate missing girls. And the wording of the meme was really the issue, because it said Ashton Kutcher, helped save 6,000 girls, so to speak. But they didn't really save 6,000 girls. Whatever the little algorithm or the little device they created, it helped locate, it helped identify 6,000 girls that were missing. That's what it did. It helped identify. It didn't help them find them. It only helped them identify 6,000 girls. And then out of those 6,000 girls, I think at the time they may have found a few hundred. So it was some truth, but it was it wasn't the complete truth. It wasn't factual. It had some truth in it, but it wasn't factual at all.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
It was kind of misconstrued, and they were kind of, like I said, they were misreporting the true facts of the issue instead of giving you the full story. They were just giving you part of it, and it just got twisted up. So, and I think that's also the thing too, is that to Tony's point, she made the comment, if this is true. The thing is, most people aren't going to read your caption. They're going to look at just the picture itself, or look at the information that's in the picture. They're not going to pay.
That's the same thing when Clint posted the thing and said it was fake news. Too, it could have misconstrued that one too, but he clearly said this is fake news, and people could have been like, oh, well, what? They just looked at the meme and said, oh, or the picture was like, oh, that's crazy, and it's like, no, you got to read below.
Right. Well, that's the problem. A lot of people don't read. I had a friend post a picture of a loved one that passed away, and the initial reactions were like, oh, y'all look cute, oh, where y'all at, blah blah this, blah blah that. Her caption clearly said that person passed away. Clearly was asking for prayers, clearly was saying how she was heartbroken, blah blah blah. There were so many people who just weren't reading the caption, was just basically looking at the picture. And that's the thing about people in society, is that we're so quick to just look at surface level stuff instead of diving deep. Especially if it's more than 5 words. If there's more than 5 words, ain't nobody reading it anyway. I mean, it's true. It's the truth. I mean, I learned that, in the job I have, where people appreciate me being thorough and having detail, but they don't ever want to read any of it. You know what I mean? So it's like I got to give them this, nice, very short and sweet summary before I can dive into the detail. Other than that, they're not going to understand anything that's going on because they're not going to read that far into it.
That's how it is.
It's the nature of people.
People lazy. That's like I said. People so lazy, and they don't want to research nor check sources. That's why we live in the age where people really think Google is God. Like Google is not always right. You know what I mean? The information you find on Google is not always accurate. You feel me? There is fake news on Google. Now it's a helpful search engine. And even when you Google, you still have to sift through it. You feel me? And the particular thing about your issue about the story you was talking about, Sonny, is nobody. Whoever went on that rant didn't check the source.
Yeah.
They didn't check the source. So they read an article, and without checking the source, because a lot of these these sites are satire sites, and a lot of us have been fooled by a lot of these satire articles from newspapers that really don't exist. This is just satire. You know what I mean? It's comedy, and nobody takes the time. So now you got people believing a lot of false things out here. That's what I said. Like, you
really got
not smart.
you really got to pay attention to stuff. That's why, and even like when they talked about the different websites that was popping up during the election and stuff like that, and all these different things, I look at it like this: when I see, like, sometimes I scroll through social media and see like a random post or a random title that catches my eye, and I always look at the link, and I'm like, yeah, that looks a little skeptical, so I'm not going to read it. Like, if it's not from an accredited, news source, but then even then you got to be mindful because they may be reporting it in the manner in which they want to report it without presenting all the facts. So you have to kind of, like you said, do your research when it comes to certain things, especially if you like I wouldn't dig that far on like an Instagram or something like that, or not even Facebook, depending on what I'm reading and what I'm being told. Like when that post I told you about the little girl getting pregnant from the flu shot, it sounded dumb. I'm not about to research that. That just doesn't make sense. So it's dumb and it's fake news because that doesn't sound realistic.
See, like if for instance, a lot of people on IG and a lot of people, post all types of information, memes, articles, or whatever, to go, learn some things. And I remember just after we decided to do this pop, I had seen something about this hacker named Hamza Balandad. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he was from overseas or whatever. And the article, I just kept seeing it on my news feed about how he stole, billions of dollars from banks. And he was giving it away to all different types of organizations, and then when you research it, and then it said, he was hung for it, and they had a picture of a dude, noose around his neck, smiling and everything. Like, first of all, the picture wasn't even of him.
Oh wow!
And it was many different memes, different types. How they, but they kept showing the dude with the noose around his neck being hung. Like, that's not it. When you do the research, you find out, all right, that's not even him. First of all. Second of all, he got extradited to the U.S. He's serving 15 years in prison. First of all, he did, and then secondly, he didn't steal billions of dollars. It was, it was in the millions. And he got caught. But it's like, it's information like that when you perpetuate it and when you try to feed propaganda, because that's all that article was really trying to promote with propaganda, the Right Hood mentality, stealing from the evil government and giving back to the poor and all that. And instead of just keeping the story 100 you know, they embellish it, they twist it around to try to dig into people's emotions. You know what I mean? Like the part about him being hung and all this, like that ain't have to be in there. Like why would you even add that to the story? You know, and this meme has been seen millions upon millions of times. So, you know, a lot of people don't do the research and they think that's factual and they going around and they spreading this false, you know what I mean, fake news.
Yeah. I definitely get that.
Yeah, I mean, I just hate when I see, like you said, the information when it's blatantly false or blatantly off the wall. You know, like you said, Sonny, some of the stuff you don't even pay attention to because it don't even make sense, right? I had saw a meme going around, and this is the thing that gets me. Most of the time, the ones that get people the most, because it goes back to what I was saying about people being lazy and people being not wanting to read, is that it's the ones with the pictures. as soon as you put a word on some pictures, people think it's the truth, you know?
Yeah.
And, but like I said, you know, it was this thing that was going around. It was like, if you take this certain pill, you could get malaria or something like that. It was either malaria or Ebola. But basically, they were saying how these medications that was going around, that was being sold, you know, was going to be, contaminated, and that somehow the company, the pharmaceutical company that produced it, was going to allow this Ebola or this, you know, whatever it was, to go around and make people sick. And so when I saw the name of the pill, the first thing I remembered, it was like, it struck me as something I heard of before. I got a lot of people that's in my family and that's friends and things like that are in the medical industry. So, you know, when I hear certain medical terms, it just kind of clicks. But anyway, so as soon as I saw it, you know, at first I already knew it sounded stupid, but I was like, you know what? People that I know are starting to spread it too, and it's like I hate to see people just, you know, spreading information that's just, that's just false. So I went ahead and did a little quick fact check, found out the medicine was really just Tylenol. It was technically Tylenol. It didn't say that it was acetaminophen. It was another word for it that they used, but it was a Latin American version of Tylenol, of the generic Tylenol. So basically, people were being misled into one thinking that this was some kind of new medicine, even though it turned out it was just Tylenol. Then secondly, you know, being told that it was going to give them salmonella or Ebola or something like that. But the thing is, the way pills are processed, viruses like that can't survive, bacteria like that can't survive anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like the whole process would have destroyed any type of illness like that anyway. But it's like, you know, you have to just do a little research, just do a little homework. And it didn't take me long. It took me like literally putting in the words, you know, the name of the pill, and then the Ebola, and it popped right up in the browser. Like, oh, you know, this is a hoax, you know, and this process will kill off the virus anyway, even if it did get contaminated. So it's like, bro, like, just do a little research, people. Just, you know, take a step back, take a chill. You know, I mean, like you said, it was like same situation where people were like up in arms. They were all upset, like, why would the pharmaceuticals, they're trying to kill us, you know, and everybody bringing up the whole, you know, they rather have us sick than healed, all this kind of, I mean, you know, it gets people so worked up, you know, and then they go on these war paths for the wrong reasons, and they make you look crazy, you know, in the end, you know, and it's like, I don't listen to a lot of things now because I feel like it's some type of, you know, false information or some kind of misleading information. So I take everything with a grain of salt now, you know.
One of the Michael Jordan thing about the prisons. Like, everybody keep talking about, you know, when we bring up Michael Jordan, he like these a lot of pro-black people or people who don't like MJ. They always bring up, well, he invested in prisons and this and that and the third. And it's like, the information has been out there so long, it has been repeated. That's not the same Michael Jordan. It's a different Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? But people still to this day, you feel me? I was just seeing memes a couple weeks ago, bringing it up. Well, I can't support MJ because I hear he investing in these prisons. I'm like, yo, like how many times are, first of all, who spread this? Whoever spread it, I feel like had an agenda.
Mhm.
I feel like had an agenda. And then secondly, you feel me, when the truth come out, to continue to spread the falsehood, it's like it got to be forcing propaganda. It got to be, a lot of this stuff is, I feel like, is to keep people ignorant.
Mhm.
And to keep people, arguing. Like, some of it is just in fun. Like I was saying, like some of it just satire. Like that gotcha. That gotcha type of comedy. But a lot of it is also, let's confuse people. Let's see how ignorant people really is. Or, and when we talk about, how we talking about voting, that's why I was like, you can't always follow the masses, because sometimes the masses don't do research.
Mhm.
The masses, you feel me, they're going to take whatever's in front of them. If it sounds good, it is good, even if it ain't good. That's how they're going to run with it. It's only, a few people, less people are going to do research than the masses. It's going to be less people to do the research, check some sources, and then even less to go deeper than that to find out the actual truth. Sometimes some people just, and I've done it, where I just wanted to prove something false. Once I realized it was false, I stopped there. I ain't even really care about digging deeper to get the truth. I just know what I heard or seen was false.
Mhm.
You feel me? And I feel like that's a lot of the stuff, you come across on the internet. That's why I don't trust everything.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'm pro-black, and I see stuff with information about our history or people, like, I really go do my research then before I get behind it. I really do. Because they'll have you, like Willie said, you'll be out here looking a fool, fighting for something that you have no clue about, or really the truth of what you're fighting for.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I was telling you about the meme about the meme going around about the hurricane. I had people believe in that. Feel me? Hurricanes are black slaves. They all start off the coast of Africa because black slaves was thrown overboard, or the women or something. You feel me? I'm like, are y'all serious? People really believe in that. People really believe in that. Oh, that's where hurricanes come from. That's what, Like,
people just
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that always. Yeah, that's one of the things that always gets me though, and it makes me it like I feel like I have to be skeptical of it. It's like I want to believe some things because they sound good, like when you see something like, oh, this happened in the past with Africans, or this happened in the past in Black history, this kind of thing, and you just want to believe it because it sounds good, but then like you said, Clint, sometimes you're like, dang, I still got to double check, and it's like it's either hard to double check or you just can't seem to find the information, and then you always got that one person, that swear they the most woke in the room, and they like, you got to go do your research, and I'm like, bro, I don't do my research. My research says I can't find it, so you need to show me where this is at. And that's one thing I used to hate, back in, especially like when it came to trying to research information about, African royalty, African history, things of that nature, and or when people like the whole thing when the I was about to say when the planking thing happened. That's probably not a good example, but that one did have some people had some legitimate examples of why they felt that was what it was, but there were some other situations, that I've seen where people are like, oh, you shouldn't do this or do that because this happened in the past, and it's like, well, I can't find that information, or I don't remember it, or I've never been told about it, and it's like, how do you get that balance? You know what I mean? I think that's the question. It's like, how do you find that balance between fact checking and lack of information?
Facts. That's a good question. Sometimes you know how it is. Sometimes it ain't it's the questions you ask rather than the questions you don't sometimes. So sometimes sometimes you got to ask the right questions. If you don't have the right questions, you'll never find the information too. That falls in line with that because, some stuff out here is scarce. I always wonder where a lot of people get these certain information from. They be spitting out some of these, they real articulate. That's what they fool you too. They be real articulate in how they express themselves and, and they sound good, they talking fast. You be like, hold on, where are you getting this information? What books are you reading? You feel me? Who are your teacher? You feel me? Point me in the right direction. Let me know something. If you can't do that, well then already write down questions. Like Willie just said, don't hit me with the you gotta do your research. You feel me? Well, show me where you did your research at.
Yeah, show me where to go.
Show me where to go. If you can't recommend a book to start me off with, you feel me?
Right,
or somebody to go listen to.
Exactly.
Allow me, I don't really want to hear it. There's a lot of because I was looking up, fake scholars and pseudoscience. How we be talking about the astrology and all that, and when you a lot of people believe in that Scorpio, the sign, and a lot of people really take that serious, and to me, I even dibble and dabble into it myself, but at the end of the day, I don't take it too serious because it can't be proven. People, people have run books. You go online, you'll see all these articles that get real in depth about astrology, but when you really do it, when they stack up, when they break it down scientifically or hold it to scientific standards, I should say, you feel me? The testing of it, it's it's nonsense. You can't prove it.
Yeah, I think what the astrology thing is that it's so compelling. You know what I mean? It makes people people see themselves in it, and then they get behind it because they see themselves in it. And I've been there. Like you said, it's real easy to get into it and be like, you know what, that does sound like me, or that does sound like my situation. And I've read some books, articles and things like that, about it, mainly just because it was like, you do get compelled to try to understand how can they figure certain things out that kind of line up, right? And like you said, when you hold it to the scientific standards, it doesn't hold because you can basically say certain things about anybody, right? And it can line up, like, bro, you have dark days and good nights, and you're like, man, that's me. Some days is good, some nights is bad. It's like, bro, everybody's got that though, But then there's certain things that you just kind of feel like only speaks to you or only speaks to your personality. And when you see that kind of stuff in an astrology, breakdown or a sign breakdown, But like you said, people live by that though, and that's when it gets scary though, because when you live your life to something like that without realizing that a lot of that stuff is conjecture and objective, you can either miss out or you can mislead yourself in the wrong direction doing that, because at that point you're allowing that information to guide everything versus taking it upon yourself to live your own life or to make your own decisions, and that's when that's when it gets scary. So I think people have to take a step back and realize that a lot of that stuff, especially when it's the horoscopes and they're like, this is going to happen. It's like you really gotta like, no, you can't live your life based on that stuff, because you could say any of that stuff about anybody, and it could be happening to anybody. It doesn't have nothing to do with what sun sign you're under or all that other stuff. It has nothing to do with that. It's just people making wild guesses and applying them to a set of birth dates, a birth date range. So people have to be very, very careful of that.
I love that sign stuff.
Because a lot of people do.
Like I don't no, but I don't go like it's for me. It's not the gospel. It's not the gospel, and I'm like, oh my God, you know, or we can't be together because you this sign and we don't work. Not to that extent, but to certain if I'm looking at like just myself personally, and I read what the characteristics and some of it's like everything for me don't match my sign. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not stressed about it. Like, a lot of people do, like you said, obsess about it. I'm not one of those, but I do believe in the signs, if that makes sense.
I hear you. Like, it's interesting. Like, my birthday 11/11. You hear me? So, like, I got 11/11 tattooed on my hand. But it really ain't got nothing to do. It had something to do with it when I was younger. I got the tattoo. I just like the tattoo on my birthday. But, you know, when you look up 11/11, you go all through the, you know, the numerology and all that stuff. Like, it get deep and it get real interesting, it get fun. But then you realize, like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you feel me? What they're saying could be true, but it's not necessarily because of the numbers. It's because, you feel me, people study human nature. You feel me? And like we like to cope. You know, we're trying to cope with the human condition. That's what most of us is trying to do. So when we can latch on to something that registers, that makes sense to us, you feel me? That's what we do. We latch on to that. And
definitely is human nature. That's for sure.
Yeah, you know, whether it's some people it's religion, some people, you know, it's exercise or whatever, you know what I mean? Like we used to talk about with the vegans and stuff. A lot of that stuff is just coping. They're just trying to cope with the human condition, you know. And when we find something that's really attractive to us, we cling to it, you know. And I can understand why. Like I used to, when I was little, before I used to go to school sometimes, the morning paper, I used to go straight to the horoscope, read my horoscope for the day. You know, but as I got older, by the time I got to like high school, I was like what Willie was saying. Like, this stuff is real generic. You feel me? They done put in your head that this is what a Scorpio act like.
Yeah. Hold on, guys. We got a caller.
Okay.
Is that person, man? I'm calling. Oh, there we go. Caller, you're on the line. Hello.
Hello. Hello,
Hi,
my name
Dame.
is Damon.
Hi, Dame.
What's going
We
on,
know
Dan?
you already.
What up, though?
Hey,
What up,
so
though?
I'm a Capricorn, and I believe that Sunny is bad for me because her aura and activity and vibe is just totally negative. No, I'm kidding. So, with that being said,
That's how they be sounding.
It's a lot y'all said, and I couldn't get on just to say my piece. That whole signs, that's generalization, and people like Clint. You're going to have a great meal today. What are the chances of you eating today and having a great meal? You know, you might meet somebody. I work in public service. Of course, I meet people every day. So, stuff like that is just generalization, And as far as what you're saying about, what was the topic again?
It's basically about fake news. People getting information, not doing their research, and then going crazy over it.
Yeah, all that false information is out there. People can't pick up that thing called a book or do research because what a lot of people do is they're lazy and just go off word of mouth, like maybe having a general discussion like we are having today, and people are like, oh, I didn't know that about Obama or Bush or Clinton or oh, you're such a smart person, I believe you. Then word of mouth gets around. That person's like, well, did you know this happened? You know, people just too lazy to do their own research.
What about like
You
the
talking about the
caveat?
Republican Party? I mean, oh.
What about when like say me and Dane were arguing two different points, like last week. Last week, for instance, we was talking about healthy eating. We mentioned vegan. So say Dane take the vegan stance, and I'm taking the carnivorous stance. I'm eating meat. Now, what happens when Dane can argue his point and give facts about how healthy how better it is to be vegan than it is to eat meat? But on the other end, I can present facts on the benefits of eating meat. Like, so now we both presenting an argument and we're both presenting facts. But who's to say who's right and who's wrong? You know what I mean? Who's to say which one is fake news? So if we so staunch in our stance, hardened in our stance, can we ever really get the truth out of that?
Actually you can. I'm sorry, Will.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know, I think that goes again to people doing their own research, and also, especially in a situation which I would say, you know, 60, 70, 80% of the time, it's all objective anyway, right? Because most people have to take information for how it affects them. You know, if it's something about eating healthy, just like we even mentioned last week, it's like everybody's body is different, and everybody has to do things that's best for their body. Not everybody can be vegan. Not everybody can be carnivorous. Not everybody can eat sugar. Not everybody can not have sugar. You know what I mean? So there's certain things that you have to do in order to make sure that you're on the right side of the argument without having to feel like one person's right or wrong. Because the thing is that if it doesn't work for my body, or if it doesn't work for me, then I have to take that stance. Or if it's political, you know, I think a lot of people get so caught up in especially in the political world, where there may be morality issues that are on the table, and you hear people say, "Oh, I'm going to be with the Republicans because they take the moral stance." And it's like, yeah, they may take the moral stance on this, but what if they take the immoral stance on that? You know, are you going to put all of your eggs in that basket just because you feel like, oh, they're Catholic or they're Christian and they believe this, and you know they're always going to be in your best interest, when they may be in your best interest religiously, but in your physical safety interest, they could care less. You know, they could care less if you get raped or murdered or anything like that because you don't fit the right color, you know, or you don't fit the right gender. So you have to take the information and make sure that you're applying it properly to yourself and to your situation. And you have to, you know, do your research in that way to say, how does this affect me, and how does it affect my family, and is this the right decision for me to make, or is this the right stance for me to get behind? You know, I think that's what a lot of people miss, that point.
True indeed.
Yeah, like Willie said, it's more subjective, because I know a couple of nutritionists, and I know a couple of fitness experts. He said he would never tell people how to eat while he trains them to work out physically, because everybody is different. Everybody has their own little goals and go-tos. His wife prepares meals for them as a family, even though she's a vegetarian. I think she might be vegan too. But she still prepares meat for them, even though she won't eat it. Not saying that it's totally wrong, but that's her choice. That's her life choice. And it's not one of those hills that I would die on to say yay or nay for meat or not to eat meat. Is like whatever's good for you. Preferably, I don't eat a lot of meat, even though I do eat meat. It's just one of those things that I'm a very picky eater. I don't trust a lot of meats because of the research I've done about the meats not being 100% meat, and which they injected hormones into a lot of these foods that we get now. That's very unhealthy.
I could dig that. I don't know.
Well, I want to get back to how propaganda affects, a lot of the fake news, because going back to like the I like to stick to the I always scream pro-black, black this, draw the line, right? But when I do that, you feel me? I also want to hold people accountable. It's like whatever I believe in or whatever I support, I scrutinize the worst. Like, I don't know, whoever in here watch sports or got a favorite athlete. Sometimes when you got a favorite athlete and when they're performing, you criticize them more because you expect more from them, right? So I apply that same thing when it comes to pro-blackness and all that. And I hold them to, and I also implore, a lot of people, Democrats, so I'll be like, that's why I choose independent, because, you got to hold their feet to the fire. If they really for you, you got to hold their feet to the fire and have them prove it. They just can't say it. And what I see going on a lot is they'll take false information, right? And just because it fits their propaganda, like they know it's false. Like they know they're feeding people some bullshit. But in their minds, just for the greater good, and because they see people are attracted to it, or it ignites a fire under them or whatever, they'll continue to perpetuate that lie. Wholeheartedly, with no shame. You feel me? Like, I have an issue with that because, like I was telling this, I feel like right is right. As long as you're on the right side of right, you can't go wrong. Once you start going wrong to try to prove you right, you lose respect and you lose the stance. You know better than them now. You perverting the truth. And once you pervert the truth, it's not the truth anymore. You understand? So I feel like a lot of people, they got these issues that they want to get through, but that they want people to support. So whatever they say or can use to get it across, they will, even if it is a lie. And because people are so gullible, people will fall for it. People will jump behind it just because it make them feel a certain way, not necessarily even if it's true. And I think that's
right. I think you're definitely right about that, because a lot of times a lot of this misinformation is spread specifically for the purpose of either helping or derailing a cause. Like we saw with the issue where what was the guy's name? Botham Jean, I think that was his name, the one that got shot by the police officer in his own apartment. And there was a picture going around where it was a picture of him with, I think it was 3 white ladies, and they had somebody circle one of the women and pointed at her and said, "Oh, this is the cop," and so she really knew him. And so when they posted that on, I think it was Reddit, and then it got to Twitter, and then it went from like wildfire from there, and you were seeing it everywhere, and a few of the outlets, as well as some of the protest leaders, got out there and were like, tried to get in front of it, like, no, this is false information. This man did not know this cop. This was not a case of a domestic dispute. This is still a case of an off-duty police officer, shooting an unarmed black man in his own home. This still has the undertones of, are they protecting this woman because she's a police officer? And it turns out that's what it was. It was a plot by alt-right or some kind of I won't say alt-right, I won't put that out there, but they did put it, blame it on a extremist group that wanted to derail any aspect of a protest against police. They wanted to make it more of a black-white relationship thing. They wanted it to seem like, black women or black men and white women shouldn't be in relationships, and wanted to make it look like this is the result of that situation versus this is a cop versus a private citizen situation. And so it was trying to, push an agenda while derailing another. So I think that's the thing, is that you have to be very careful of the information that you take in and allow it to get you behind something or derailed from something. We see it every day with the whole situation with the football situation with the Colin Kaepernick protest and with Eric Reed and Colin Kaepernick. Their protests. The thing is that a lot of the people who were trying to derail that by pushing a false narrative. You push this false narrative, you get people behind you in that false narrative, and it creates this snowball effect of people, going against the truth. It's been stated 100 million times. I think I just posted a meme where the people were talking about why they're protesting it in this way, the reason for the protest, the true meaning of it, how it has nothing to do with the military, it has nothing to do with demeaning or going against the military or trying to take away from really anything other than the fact of the matter is they're trying to acknowledge there's a mismatch in the justice system of how people are treated. That's all they're trying to do, right? But what the extremists, what the political the Republicans and the president is trying to push out is that it's against the military. So they get this whole hoopla going. Right now I just saw an article about a young lady in a Texas school that got suspended. No, I take that back. She got expelled because she was protesting the national anthem. Probably for the same reasons that Eric Reed is doing it, but she's getting expelled from school because the Texas school system and the Texas Attorney General are behind the president and feel like, oh, you're doing this to undermine the military. So it creates an agenda, or it creates a anti-agenda against what's the truth.
Here's a hypothetical question. So which information do you take in if there's so much information to take out there, like as far as the whole police shooting in Texas that just happened? You got all these outlets that pump out information, mostly credible. You got the other ones who aren't credible, and there's like a 50-50 sometimes when there's so much information out there that you're trying to take in and try to get the correct information so you don't sound like a moron. You know what I'm saying? There's always that one.
I think it's going to happen regardless because we're given all these information. We got all given information from these different, like you said, different outlets, and I think it boils down to us following the case. Like we saw that with the Corinne Gaines case. We talked about that when we did that one. A lot of people was getting the information and they were assuming that two events happened on the same day, without so when you're getting rushed with so much information before you but see, people are reactionary, so they don't read. They just get caught up in that craze, and they lose sight of in key facts, which in that case was the dates of the different events. And then you have to kind of follow through, because then after all that went down, you hear about how they were at her house and this thing happened, and they were upset at the one of the children's fathers for leaving her, and then trying to get the kid, or whether he's not trying to get the kid, something like that. And then when it comes down to it, if you keep continuously follow this case or that case, like how we did. I think we talked about it later on down the line about the outcome of that case, and it's like you need to point out the correct information, because a lot of people just get caught up in what someone else said without, like Clint said, without researching, or if they're so caught up that they miss key information and they just get sucked into this whirlwind of this uproar and miss all the other stuff. So you have to kind of be mindful of those types of situations. But everybody, a lot of people are just going to rush to judgment. We did that with the Kanye West situation. When you hear that snippet and you don't hear the full, it happens. It's just, if you really screw up or mess up or misinform people, go back in and say, look, I apologize, I was misinformed. Let me clarify this. After reading blah, 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 I became aware of blah, blah, blah. So now my opinion is whatever it is. Or you can say, well, I don't care. This is how I felt at that moment. So now this is how I feel after knowing. But you should do that, because then, like you say, like an asshole, if you just going out there just blah, 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 without even knowing anything, and then you come to find out that everything is false. Like in the situation with the post that I was talking about how the girl was in an uproar for like a whole half a day about never getting her current younger child any flu shots because she don't want them to get pregnant. It sounded ludicrous, but like she really went on a rant about it because she was misinformed, and that she didn't realize that at the bottom it said it was fake. Because if you had read a little bit more, you know.
And sometimes it takes patience. Like the keyword was reactionary, and that's what most people are. They just react to information when you bombard it with so much information at once. The best thing you can do is be patient and sift through it. It's like when the cops use a tip line or something, and they looking for a missing person, or sometimes they get a lot of calls from people who really want to help, but they're giving false information. You feel me? They not really. They think they knew what's going on, or they think they see what's going on, but they really didn't. For instance, last year around this time, big story. Kanika Jenkins, remember the girl from Chicago?
Yeah.
When that video came out. I remember when that first night that video dropped. You feel me? I was in the middle of the night. Like in the middle of the night, I'll never forget. And I was watching this before it blew up, really, before it went viral the next day. I'm watching it. And, on the particular one-out video I was watching, dude captioned, you feel me, man, this looks shady. They said her friends set her up. They did this to her. Watch who your friends are, and all this crazy stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, hold on. You know what I mean? Next day come, same thing. Now everybody like that. Everybody. Her friends set her up. You know what I mean? Dang, right? This, that, and the third. And I'm sitting there, I was like, man, let me be quiet before I even comment, because I got to get all the information. I got to get it all. And then people's like, man, that's fishy. She didn't, then when more information come out, people still, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you commit to something, and when you commit to a train of thought, once you get information to the contrary, it's hard. It's hard for people to really change their mind, because they done committed. They done put their energy in. They done voiced their opinion so forceful that, they want it to gotta be true, even if it's not.
Yeah. So
when you get all that information, the best thing you can do is be paid. I lost it was a girl from my neighborhood. We was cool. We would always speak. And then we ended up being friends on Facebook. And it was another situation too, with all the shootings, the cop shootings. But every cop shooting, you know, everybody was excuse me. You know, everybody quick to blame the cop off top.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Cop killed him, murdered him because he was black. But bada bing, bada boom. You know what I mean? We just chalk it up. But when the truth came out, and it was that particular shooting was justified. You feel me? And I had posted on it. I was like, that's why we got to be patient about, you know what I mean, jumping behind every fight or behind every situation, because then we look foolish. You feel me? And it kills the real fight that we're trying to fight, because now we're just jumping on anything that's not true. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
This man was wrong from the door. He pointing. Not only he was shooting in the crowd, pointing. Did something. The cops killed him. Like, you feel me? Like, it was almost like he was trying to die by the police.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And when I posted that, you know, she got mad because she had already committed to. The cop killed him. They just killing us. They don't care. You know what I mean? It's wrong. Like, all right, I feel you, sweetheart. I feel you. Like, you know what I mean? That's 100. But we can't just jump on every situation. You know what I mean? Back to Brother Daniel hypothetical. Like, as soon as we get that, all that bombard, all that information, we gotta sift through it and wait. Gotta be patient. Gotta be patient.
Right. Yeah, that's my thing too. I think like. Oh, I was gonna say, I think that's my thing too. Is that kind of like what you had said earlier, Sonny? Is that you definitely gotta follow the whole story. You gotta get all the information. Like you said, Clint, you gotta wait it out sometimes, because a lot of times you are getting a lot of opinions. You're getting a lot of hearsay. You know, some of the news outlets are trying to be so fast to the, you know, to press about the information that they don't get all the information up front anyway. They're giving you only the bits and pieces because that's all they have. So, you know, you a lot of times have to wait it out just to even get all the details. And once you have the details, then you can make your determination or get behind whatever, you know, side of it that you want to get behind. But you definitely, you know, can't be on that same timetable they're on, because other than that, you're going to be going off of a lot of false information or you know, upfront opinions, you know, that have nothing to do with the real facts. So you definitely have to figure it out from there.
All right, hold on, guys. We got another caller. Hold on, I'm gonna get them in. Caller, you on the line with GFT Radio? What's your name?
Hello. My name's Craig. How are you?
Hi, Craig.
I'm a disabled caller from North Carolina. I speak with the aid of the computer. I hope you'll forgive me if I have a little trouble speaking, but good evening.
Good evening. No problem.
Good evening. Thanks for calling in.
Good evening, brother. Appreciate your call.
Now, I have to tell you, I really find your show to be a breath of fresh air. There's a lot of subpar shows out there, but your show is a lot of fun. I really enjoy it.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you for that.
I have a small bone to pick with you, however. I noticed that you never really talk about disabled rights on your show. I was wondering, why, if you ever have a plan to do that.
I mean, we definitely take on suggested topics. We do ask our listeners to suggest topics to us that they want us to talk about.
And definitely that's a great. I mean, that's a great topic. We'll definitely try to figure out a way to address that. And, you know, I mean, you hit on something there. I think a lot of times we pick topics that affect us personally, and we sometimes don't think into other people's boxes. So now that you've posed that, we'll definitely take that and run with it and do something that I think hopefully that you can get behind. I mean, if you have any other suggestions, we're definitely open to them.
It's 2018. I really think you get with the program there. You know, we really got to start talking about these type of things because it's, you know, the disabled people are put into a corner and they're considered a burden on society. But we have a lot to offer. Look at Stephen Hawking. Look at Chris Reeve. You know, it's very important to address this.
Right.
I really hope you will.
Yeah.
That's
definitely. And we have talked about other folks who have needs that are
we have talked
disabilities
about
and needs,
but not physical.
But
being physically disabled, unable to move and stuff like that. But we definitely should.
We're definitely up to the challenge. We'll definitely get you a show.
I hope so.
For sure.
I mean, I bet your studio doesn't even have a wheelchair ramp.
Actually, mine does.
Does it?
Yep.
Oh,
so, yeah.
well, I take it back. But you know,
no
I mean, you know, enough with the bullshit. We gotta get this topic on the air. Disabled rights. It's what the people want to know about, and I'm getting really pissed off that a lot of these fucking people aren't talking about it on their shows, on your shows. I really.
No worries. But yeah,
I need you to start talking a little more about it. You understand?
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, we appreciate the suggestion. We'll definitely get you a show out there. All right. Thanks.
It's about fucking time.
All right, thank you for calling.
So yeah, back.
At the wheel, you make me wheel over there. Don't make me do it.
We won't.
No worries. All right.
But thank you for calling in. Okay.
Let's get back.
Don't patronize me. I'm not looking to be fucking patronized. And don't fucking
worries,
laugh at me. You don't fucking laugh.
No worries, my man. No worries, my man. We got you.
I'm worried.
Right. So back to the topic. What I was thinking is that, you know, one thing that we need to also address is people is how to do their own fact checking, you know, and I think that with the advent of the internet, it should be simple, but a lot of people don't know, right? You know, a lot of people really don't know how to search, and I think like what you mentioned earlier, Clint, is like being able to ask the right questions, right? But one thing I wanted to put out there was I think people need to realize that, you know, there are some tools out there on the internet. There's a website called Snopes.com. It's spelled S as in Sam, N as in Nancy, OPES.com, Snopes.com. We'll definitely post the link on the site. So it's a website that pretty much gives you all types of you know, fact-checking sources in terms of memes that are out there, chain letters, pictures, things, anything that you pretty much will see out in social media, on especially the chain letters and things like that, or the memes that talk about you know, information that may be either suspect or people have questions about. They do the research for you. So definitely go on Snopes.com. You know, just put in any information about the topic that you're looking for information, and usually I would say about 98% of the time you'll find information about it out there, and it'll tell you if it's false, if it's true, if it's partially false or partially true. So in that way you'll have a better chance of getting it right.
Yeah. And it's crazy that the caller called in like that because I literally had ADA accommodation training yesterday. I was in training all day for how, you know, we have to accommodate different people of different things. I think that'll be a dope show topic, just to get that information out there, though. So, I guess. I mean, but like Clint said, we did touch on shows with people with disabilities. We didn't get on to physical disabilities, but I think we can make a show out of that. Hold on, guys. We got another caller.
Definitely.
Hold on. You're on the line with GFT Radio. Mass is calling.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, this is Becky. How are you?
Finding yourself?
Well, I'm all right. I just want you to know that I'm the mother of the disabled man you just hung up on.
Oh, we didn't hang up. We told him, we thanked him for his call, and then we ended the call, but he was able to speak his piece.
Well, you should know, I'm disabled too. And I don't mean to put you in an awkward position, but you really need to be discussing disabled rights, and you really need to not be hanging up on someone who's trying to speak his piece.
No, we did allow him to speak his piece, and we didn't hang up on him, and we did agree. We do take topic suggestions, and we told him definitely we have talked about disabled people, but not physically disabled people. But we did tell him that we would take that suggestion and make it into a show, because we do take.
So we actually talked about Sonny.
The gentleman
son
was
is
laughing
actually autistic, so we talked about that. I'm physically disabled. I'm on disability myself, so we talked about that. We talked about that.
You were laughing at him. I heard it.
He starts snapping and cursing at us for no reason.
Well, maybe sometimes extensive language is needed if someone's mocking you.
We wasn't mocking him. We let him speak, and he starts snapping, man. You understand?
Don't talk down to me, sir. No, I'm going to tell you something. You were a bunch of complete
cut the
fucking
call,
assholes.
Sonny. This is a troll.
Cut the call.
Just cut the call off. Cut the call.
Right. Yeah, we let the calls go on too long. We let the calls.
Well, I didn't know.
We must be getting popular, because now we got trolls.
No, but it did come. It did come from a legitimate number. It came from legitimate numbers. That's why I answered.
Yeah,
but I don't appreciate.
That's exactly what people do, calling and spreading their propaganda on our show. We can't allow people to call our show and take over our show and direct our show to the way they want. That wasn't even our topic. Once he said what he said, and we all agreed that that'd be a dope topic. That's what everybody said immediately. Yeah, we should do that. And we let him go on, and he started getting even, he started off with love, but he turned quick.
I agree.
You feel me?
I agree, but I just don't want people to think that, we thanked him for his call. I mean, y'all heard it. Y'all heard the show on the playback.
Yeah.
You guys heard
the audience. I'm sure the audience, understand.
So I'm not tripping, but
I'm listening to the person's voice. It's the same person. They're trolling us. So
he went 180 on you guys real quick.
We're still gonna do the topic though, because I like the topic. I got friends and family who are disabled.
Yeah.
And disabled rights is
Absolutely.
something that I think we all can agree I think we already did. Like Clint said, we all did agree. Anyway, we're getting side railed again by the person's weird call. But anyway, so back to the topic at hand. Back to the topic at hand. We derail ourselves enough. We don't need nobody else helping us out.
Yes.
Exactly.
But you know what I was going to say before I edit that caller in? I was going to say, oh my God, my brain just left. So I was going to say, because we were talking about how, you talked about the girl with the girl in the room with the kids in that situation, and how people kind of jumped on their bandwagon about her friends did XYZ and things like that. I and it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, and how people get caught up in those situations, and just overthink it or just jump to assumptions. No, everybody wants to play detective and now they know what had to have happened, and then you see the true nature of what happened. It's an unfortunate situation, but it's like I believe you were saying before the caller called in about how we I think Willie was talking in how when I said that you have to follow it through to get the full extent of it, and I don't think people do that nowadays. They just get on the bandwagon at the beginning and forget towards the end. Like even as most recent, when the Bill Cosby verdict came out and everybody went to an uproar, and they go on like you hear the different reasonings, and I had made a post, and I kind of waited, but maybe I should have waited a little longer because a lot of people took my post out of context to that extent, and then went to a whole other situation, and I had to calm people down because I said anybody that does that needs to go to jail. I don't care when they go to jail, at what time frame, if they done something like that, they just need to go to jail. And I'm not oblivious as a black person of color to say, oh well, he didn't like. I feel like you can't. Well, you can to a certain degree, but they were saying, well, he got more time than so and so because so and so didn't get time and things like that, and it's a race type of thing. For me personally, I felt like they were jumping the gun because these other cases have not been brought to a court. Everything has been brought to public opinion, whereas Cosby's was brought to court.
I saw your post.
It's a little bit different. Yeah, it's a little bit different. But people were like, oh, well, you're saying because he this, that, and the third. And I said, well, first of all, he admitted to doing exactly what these people are accusing him of. He admitted it well before. And then I think people missed the fact that a lot of these situations weren't just brought out recently. They've been out. So it's nothing new. So for people to pretend or act as if they never knew that he admitted to the shit that they were saying he did.
Inside a day, especially for him.
Yeah,
we can really dig into that.
Yeah.
Can I take you were more concerned about the hypocrisy of it, weren't you? Of how I
was more lost in the train of thought because people were getting to the point of like I had somebody actually wrote on a post, if he didn't leave semen, you can't prove he did anything wrong. And I'm like, what the like? First of all, you sound dumb. Like this is why I said what I posted what I posted, because when you start having those conversations, it's like, did you miss the fact that this man admitted to it? Did we miss that? Like, did y'all skip past that? Because that was just like you're hearing this, he admitted to it. So to say that he done nothing wrong is like you're already lost because he said it out of his own mouth.
We're talking about Cosby, right?
Yeah. So how can you sit there and say, oh, that poor man, he ain't do nothing wrong, let him be? He did.
And that's just the reason why I said we could say that to another show, because all right, that goes right into our show with news. Fake news. Did you just see his lawyer on TV?
No, I didn't watch that. I didn't watch anything today.
That specific point. That specific point right there. I was watching it yesterday. The specific point about him, about everybody, even I said it, that he admitted in the deposition that he bought drugs to drug women and all that. That's not really what he said. And that's not really what happened.
I read the
deposition too, and what they're making him, what he's saying, that they actually did he buy it with the intention to put it in there? Yeah, but the lawyer was on there, and she was like, well, what did he put in there? Because people automatically went to he gave her Quaaludes, and he was like, that's not the truth. And it was never stated anywhere that he gave her Quaaludes. You feel me? It was more so he gave her like he bought it. He definitely said that's and right there, to me, that's guilty. You was a nasty dude because of your intention. But
yeah,
did
because
he
you did
actually
with that.
do it? But did he
Well, now
actually
those
do
callers
it?
are calling back with 3 different numbers.
Yeah, well, we don't have to answer.
No, I'm not.
If we do answer, we just, yeah. You know, this is the show about over anyway. You know, that's why I think we can really get deep into that topic right there, because that's also about, you know what I mean?
Because I feel like, me personally, I feel like if you pay people to keep silent, you're guilty. Because why would you pay somebody if you know that you didn't do anything wrong?
Sometimes
that's how I personally feel. May not be, but
yeah,
that's like
I'm about to say. Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's one of those things. It's like, you know, we have all these different issues. Is that, you know, there's some people who feel like they can pay their way out of either dealing with it or out of being in trouble about it, and it's always how is everybody going to perceive it. You know, I look at it as a sign of guilt as well when you try to pay your way out of a situation like that. But, you know, some people will say, hey, you know, this is my way of not having to deal with it. I can wipe my hands clean of it if I just give them what they want. They just want some money, I'll just give them some money, that kind of thing. But unfortunately, you know, when people are persistent, you know, they'll look at other ways to still get at you. So I think that, you know, trying to pay your way from having to deal with it is definitely not the way to go, because, you know, you're going to have people looking at you like you're guilty anyway, as well as that person can still come back. I mean, extortion is extortion. You know, if you feel like you're getting extorted, don't negotiate with the terrorists. You know, if you feel like you're innocent in all this, because they're just going to come back anyway. But, you know, I think in this situation, you know, like you said, there's just so many, you know, factors that make it, you know, apparent that there's some level of guilt, there's some level of truth to it, and, you know, the how and the why is always going to be up in the air. I mean, we got this new guy on the court thing now where, you know, he's getting accused of, I think it's 3 or 4 different women are now accusing him. You know, it went from 1, now it's, I think it's definitely 3.
Yeah,
Kavanaugh. Yeah, it was 1 at first, and now it's like 3, maybe even 4 who've now come forward.
But they came forward because he sat there. It came forward because he sat there and said he was an angel, and they're like, "Bitch, no, you're not." First of all, we never about to tell
right,
that lie.
Exactly.
I've never drunk a day in my life. What did he say? I was a Jesuit. I was always in the Bible doing good. And they like, no, the hell you wasn't. You was in the Bible drinking right. What you was doing.
Exactly.
So,
and then I think one of his friends said he was always in a drunken stupor. So
yeah, it was guilt by association. No, but Trevor Noah did it best. He said once Trump say somebody's name, they're going down. So
right.
Like it's guilt by association. Right. Oh, you rocking with Trump? Let's bring out all your past. You're not gonna be there for too long. So I don't know, but we got a couple minutes left in the show. I'd like to thank you guys for listening. We apologize for the brief moment of I don't know what that was. The what did you say was? Well, no, because listeners don't want to listen to that. The crows.
Yeah, but we ain't apologize. People called in and have it. It is what it is. Yeah, some irate callers.
Yeah, remember that last caller? Remember that guy caller that called that one time that was saying about something? He was shouting out craziness.
Yeah, we've had a few. They aren't the first.
Yeah, it won't be the last.
Yeah, they won't be the last. I can't wait till we get a couple hundred of those. You know, we have to have a person just on the line just to screen calls. That's what I'm looking forward to. It's cool. Keep them coming. That just means we're gonna have, you know, thousands more who want to talk to us for the real reason. So that's cool. It's all good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But y'all know
they gave us a great show topic too, so that helps.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. They definitely did.
Thanks for the show topic. You've been real.
Appreciate you. Yeah, man.
You are
y'all hit me up on my blog, kingstruth.com. Hit me up on Twitter @eTrentonGroomy.
They gonna troll his blog. Don't do it, Clint.
It is what it is.
Y'all can hit me up at Instagram, Another Level Up. And
he made an Instagram page. All right, look at little Dame.
Instagram. What? Who was that talking? Who was that talking? Is that Damon? Damon got social media.
It's been 2 years since I just reactivated it. I just reactivated it after 2 years. Y'all assimilated me. Thank you, Sonny, and thank you, Clint. Screw you, Will. Yeah.
Hit him up. He got followers.
Right,
I got about 4 or 5.
He got about 4 or 5, and the possible followers. You go ahead with your bad self.
Yeah, 7 of them my mom. So yeah.
Right in Boston. Right in Boston's on Twitter. All right, this your boy Willie Styles. You can get at me at Willie Styles everywhere. STYLEZ. I'm at Willie Styles. Or I'm Willie.Styles on. What's that thing called? Snapchat. Sorry, Snapchat. Stylesradio.com for my blog, and WillieStyles.info for all my links. Hit me up.
And of course, it's your favorite girl. I am Sunny_D. Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Unreservedlyme.com. Check out our page, GFTRadioshow.com. Check out our teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. Copy our merchandise. I just posted our sweater with the hoodies and shirts for the walk coming up on October 14th. So if you want to support the cause and donate, that's how you can donate. Go there, purchase a hoodie or a long sleeve shirt. Support what we're doing. All proceeds go to the team fundraiser. Check out us on iTunes, Google Play Music, YouTube. Am I missing anything? SoundCloud. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter at GFT_radio. Anything else, guys?
That's it. See y'all in 7 days.
Bye.
Fox News is fake news.
What? Hashtag Fox News is fake news. That's what. All right. Bye, guys.
With traffic getting worse all the time, it's not surprising that more people are living off the gridlock. By riding Metro, your commute is more comfortable, more sustainable, and increasingly more reliable. And with our Rush Hour Promise on-time guarantee, if your peak commute is more than 15 minutes late, we'll automatically deposit a ride credit on your registered Smart Trip card. So visit WMATA.com/promise to register your card today.